Hey, how's it going? Wayne here. Today I thought we'd talk about some Japanese video game cases and some storage racks. I know it's not the most mind-blowing thing, but I didn't know about these until I moved to Japan. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to show you some of the cases that came out here in Japan. And yes, I did get a new camera and microphone, so hopefully this is a good sounding, good quality video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It keeps me motivated to bring you more videos. Alright, so we'll start from the newer systems and work our way back. This is the GameCube storage rack. As you can see, it holds a GameCube, controllers. It has a drawer here in the front where you could store extra cables or games. When you flip it around on the back, you can see that it has a little flap here, and this is so the cables can run down and you can plug it in and just leave your GameCube hooked up. One thing that's not so cool about it is that it can only hold the regular GameCube. If you have a GameCube with the Game Boy Advance player on it, the lid won't shut when you put it in. But overall, it's a pretty cool storage rack to have. Alright, next up we have the N64 version. This one had an emblem of Super Mario 64 on the front, which is pretty cool. The GameCube cart was a little bit better designed. It actually held the console in place. This just has a platform for it, so it doesn't really hold it in place. And also the GameCube version had the controller holders on the side here. This one just has a slot in the front where it holds the controllers. Not really a lot of extra storage space for games or anything else. Also, like the GameCube, it also has the slot in the back to hold the power cables and everything else, so you can leave this one hooked up to the wall as well. All these carts have wheels as well, so you can just roll it around the floor. Not that it's so heavy that you can't pick it up. Next up we have just a regular carry case for N64. This one seems to be missing a lot of pieces on the inside. You'll see with the Super Famicom versions that I'll show you next that they have trays and stuff on the inside to hold the consoles. This here is just one big empty case. It was probably cool at one point, but now it's just a big empty case. You can see the price there, about 105 yen. That's about $1, so I mean, for $1, who wouldn't pick this up? So on the back you could put your name, address, and telephone number. Not that anybody would want to return it if they found it. Then you have the front side of it, which looks a little bit better. This one here is the Super Famicom station rack. This one seems to be the most well designed out of all three of them. It has a spot that holds the console in place. Also has the spots for the controllers. There's a slot here in the back that allows you to keep the console plugged in. And when you open the drawer, it gives you enough room for your cables, and it has slots to hold each game. Alright, let's move on to the briefcase style carry cases. This is a Super Famicom case that you could just carry around. This is a really well designed case. It keeps everything nice and snug. You got your console in here. Has a place for games. If you look in the back here, it has a place for an AC adapter. You got your AV cords, and it also has 2 slots for your controllers. So on a weekend you could just walk over to a buddy's house and bring this with you. And it's also got a port right in the back, so you can leave the console inside the case. You don't even have to take it out. I really think these cases are cool. This one has Super Mario All-Stars on the front. They have a bunch of different versions I've seen out there. I have 2 personally. If you've watched my Retro Game Hunting Japan video, you'll see that you can find these out in the stores for about 1,000 yen, which is like 10 bucks. Here's another version of the Super Famicom case. This one's a little bit less quality. It doesn't have a slot where you can leave the console plugged in. And when you open it up, it's just got this tray in here. And this is the one I actually just found on my Retro Game Hunting Japan video. Looks like the tray is for the controllers. I mean, that's what I would assume they're for. They fit in there. They don't stay very well. It looks like maybe you could put some cables underneath the tray to hold them. I don't know. And then you got the console that sits in there. There's no room for any games. I don't really see how the AC adapter could fit in here comfortably. And it's even bigger than the first one I showed you. So I don't know how it holds less. It's like mind tricks. Now we're moving on to the maybe a little bit more uncommon ones. This one I've seen a few of here in Japan. It holds one game. It's actually really well designed. Keeps your games protected. This one has cracks in the case. Again, I paid 108 yen for it, like $1, so I'm not too worried about the cracks in it. I thought it was pretty cool. You don't see them too often. So for $1, still functional. This one I found for about 500 yen. And this has gold lettering on the front with Super Mario World. Really nice looking. See if I can get a little bit of a close-up. This is a really cool case. I've actually had a lot of local collectors try to get this off of me, but I wouldn't sell it to them or trade them. It's just you don't see these things very often out here in Japan, so this has actually been the only one of this style that I've seen out here in Japan. So I'm really happy to have this one in the collection. Finally, we have the Famicom case. Now they do have a station rack I've seen for the Famicom. I've never seen one locally or out in the wild, so I don't have one yet. This holds 16 Famicom games. What I actually keep in here is games that I want to try out next, that I haven't tried out yet, that I've been meaning to get around to. And as you might know already, Super Mario Bros. 3 is my favorite game of all time. So to have a family computer video game case with Super Mario Bros. 3 on it, it doesn't get much better than that. Really excited to have this one in the collection. So that's all the video game cases I have to show off right now. If I get another handful of cases, I'll be sure to make a part 2 of this video. I know in the States that we got a few cases for the different systems, but none that are as complex or well designed as the one I showed in this video from Japan. We got cases like this, which held 10 NES games. This is actually pretty cool, but I mean, it's just a standard case. I also have a N64 console holder that was a Blockbuster exclusive. You could rent an N64 from Blockbuster and they'd have it in this case and you could rent it that way and stuff. Japan seemed to have got the longer end of the stick. Please subscribe, please comment, please like, and until next time, I'm Wayne, and thanks for watching.